in the second trimester, that's the period when you really should be enjoying pregnancy and going out or traveling with your husband and just doing, the baby moon, or is it honeymoon thing. Literally, that was like my worst period of pregnancy for me. Hi everyone, welcome back to African Lady, and it's me again, Stephanie Oki, your chocolate colored mother. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I do hope you subscribe to my channel. If you're back again to watch me, you're like the best. Today, I want to talk about living with fibroids. And I know that it's not something to be excited about, but then again, I'm not gonna cry. You probably already know this, but if you don't, as usual, go back and listen or watch my other videos. I talk about this all the time. I don't hide my health issues, or at least my reproductive health issues. I don't hide them, and I try to be as open as possible because I know talking about it is going to help some woman out there somehow. So I have a couple of fibroids in there, and I found out about them a long time ago. Actually, I found out about them when I was about 23. And at the time I found out, they were like the size of a peanut. They were so tiny. And so it was like nothing to worry about. The doctor said, just carry on with your normal life. As long as they're not affecting you in any serious way, just don't do anything about it. And at the time, the only problem I had with the fibroids was that I had really heavy periods. My periods were so heavy. Like I used, there's this regular Nigerian flat pads. I literally could run through up to 30 of them in a day. I kid you not. Like when I said it to the doctor said, "You're joking, right? Like that's not possible." I'm like, exactly. I know it's not normal. That's the reason I'm here in the hospital. Like if it was normal, I wouldn't be here, right? I'd gone to the hospital complaining about heavy periods, and I used to complain all the time, and they just didn't understand. And it was because of the location of the fibroids. So apparently depending on where your fibroid is located, it can affect you in very different ways. That's a complicated thing about fibroids. It will literally it can make some women infertile. It can affect some women's bleedings. And for even some women, it literally will do nothing. So it can just be there doing nothing. They won't even know. So it really affects every woman differently. So when everyone says, "Oh, I have fibroids," or when someone, sometimes I say, "Oh, I have fibroids," and someone else comes and says to me, "Oh, well, I know somebody else that has fibroids and she did this and she did that." Well, no, it's not the same. It's very different for everybody. The uterus is, it could be anywhere in the uterus. You don't know where it is. Even I don't really know exactly where, I can't pinpoint it. So it's just useful to know this little piece of information and know that you should sometimes not give unsolicited advice when you don't know a woman's particular situation. And so, with the fibroids, I went on, as normal. I didn't really do anything about it. I got pregnant. I didn't even know I could get pregnant when I did. And it really, for me, was like a miracle. And so I was happy about my pregnancy. And, even when I went to the doctors, when I went to the hospital, they actually said to me that, I'm so lucky. People who are in the medical field do appreciate how difficult it can be for a woman who has fibroids to actually get pregnant. And so, for me, it was a miracle that I could have this child. How it affected me in pregnancy, you're right. When I was pregnant, one thing I really wanted to know was, could I go through with my pregnancy having fibroids? I was so paranoid. I felt like my pregnancy would come down. I actually felt like I was probably going to have a miscarriage. And I just really wanted some form of reassurance to know that I could go through with my pregnancy, even with the fibroids, and especially with the size of the fibroids. And Unfortunately, nobody was able to make that promise to me, but I felt a little reassured when I heard of one or two people who had gone through pregnancy and had healthy babies, even with fibroids and multiple fibroids. The question now is, how much is multiple? Multiple is two, which I think I have two, just two fibroids. For some people, multiple is 20. For some people, multiple is 10, so it really varies, right? And then, for some people, when they have multiple of 20 fibroids, it could be really, really, really tiny fibroids. For some, it could be two big fibroids, which was my case, really big ones. And all these fibroids really do affect women in different ways. Sometimes when it comes to childbirth, it can be very life-threatening. However, with the right care and with everything in place, in my case, I had a C-section. There's so many things they can do to actually save a woman's life if she has fibroids. Now, how will fibroids actually affect you in pregnancy? Now, when you are pregnant, nobody can say for sure how your fibroid is going to grow or what's going to happen. But one thing I will tell you if you have fibroids is prepare for the worst pregnancy. Just prepare. There's something I always say, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. Like, hope and pray that you're going to have a healthy baby. You're going to be fine. You're not even going to have any pain or anything, but just prepare your mind for like the worst case scenario. And, I don't know how much that will help, but I feel like that's going to create some form of cushion to whatever comes your way. Now, during your pregnancy, at least for me, let me just say my own story. When I was pregnant from like my second trimester, which was when I was expecting to have a bit of a honeymoon period, because that's what they call it, right? The period when your first trimester symptoms go away, and then the third trimester tiredness and everything is not yet there. So you're literally in the second trimester. That's the period when you really should be enjoying pregnancy and going out or traveling with your husband and just doing, the baby moon, or is it honeymoon thing. Literally, that was like my worst period of pregnancy for me. During that period, I had so much pain. I could not like walk straight. I literally wanted a walking stick because I needed some form of support. Like, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, I couldn't do anything. Like, I literally wanted to be in the air. And it was just so painful, and it was constant. It was not pain that was gonna like go and come. Now, it's not that kind of pain that goes and comes. It's pain that comes and stays for about 2 weeks before it goes, and then it will come back, things like that. So apparently, I did a lot of research to just find out what was going on, because every time I went to the hospital, they said they couldn't do much for me. They would just give me like analgesics, obviously ones that were safe enough for pregnancy. You should talk to your doctor before taking any drugs. I will never recommend any drug to anybody. But yeah, they would give me like analgesics, and they would literally just tell me, oh, baby is fine. As long as baby is fine, you just probably have to bear the pain. And that's what was happening. They gave me drugs. They gave me the strongest drugs, and nothing helped my pain. It was like I was just drinking water. Like, nothing helped my pain. All they said was drink lots of water and take these drugs, and it did not even help. I did take them. I took Tylenol like literally like food, like twice a day for 3 times a day. It wasn't helping at all. The pain was just out of the world. It literally would, it made me do some research to find out what was actually causing the pain. And the only thing I could find that I feel like probably made sense, especially in my case, was that fibroids, when you're pregnant, are fed by the pregnancy hormone, or hormones rather, and they grow and grow and grow big. But there's only so much they can grow when your body will then realize that, look, this is not where I should be sending food to. I should be sending food to the baby. And so your body will literally just stop feeding the fibroid and just give priority to the baby. And at that point, the fibroid will start to degenerate. And when the fibroid is degenerating, XYZ happens, but that process of fibroid degenerating is what causes a lot of pain for the mother. It doesn't affect the pregnancy, it doesn't affect the baby, but the mother will have lots of pain, and that's what was happening with me. And that was the explanation for it. And indeed, when I did, because I saw several doctors, and one of the doctors actually said it. She was like, yeah, that she thinks I'm having like a degenerating fibroid, and that's probably what's affecting me. And it really was just the worst thing ever. After the second trimester, in the third trimester, the period when most women actually complain, they're tired, they're this, they can't wait to give birth, that for me was even my most energetic period, because that was when the fibroid somehow like decided, you know what, let me just let this lady breathe. Boo boo, please, I'm trying to talk. Please. Hey. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. So that was when the fibroids decided, you know what, let me just let this lady rest. And so in my third trimester, I literally was enjoying it. So, it felt like they didn't even allow me to enjoy my third trimester. Before at that 7 weeks, they were like, oh, preeclampsia, let's deliver this baby. But like, I really wanted to stay a bit longer because I was enjoying being pregnant in my third trimester, since, all of those nasty symptoms had kind of gone down. I was supposed to be tired, but that was when I had some energy, because it was blissful for me to actually have that level of freedom at that point. It was heavy, it was everything. I mean, third trimester symptoms were still there, but compared to the pain I felt in my second trimester, it felt like a breeze in my third trimester for me. And that was my experience with fibroids. When it came to having the baby, before they actually considered a C-section, there were a few other things that they had looked at. So, if I just had only preeclampsia without the fibroids, I would have been made to, push the baby. I would have had a normal vaginal birth. But because of the fibroids and the location of the fibroids, that's why I went in for a C. That was why, I had to have a C-section, because I had a fibroid that was, blocking my cervix, and both of them were really large. And then I think the baby was also kind of breached, like he wasn't fully down. He was kind of at an angle, but his head was definitely upward and his legs were down. So there was just no way. I mean, they had talked about moving the baby with their hands, but even with the fibroids, the doctor just came and was like, look, there's all these issues. There's your BP, there's the fibroids, and there's the baby being breached. So we're just going to have a C-section. Literally decided and said, you know what, let's go in to the theater. And that's what happened. I think that's all I want to say today. I just wanted to put this out there so that I can encourage any mother who probably has fibroids and is really worried about it, wondering if she can have babies, or she can get pregnant, or if she can go through with her pregnancy from beginning to end. I want to let you know that yes, you can, because the way the fibroid is, even in your uterus, when the baby's in there, there's it's like in a sack and there's water. So just imagine something in water. You see, like it's floating, right? If you move it around, it just floats in the water. That's literally how a baby is in there. And so the water creates the cushion, and so the fibroid, because that's what I thought the fibroid was probably hitting his head or something, or he was sitting on fibroids, but there was proper cushion for the baby. And I think that's what happens with most people, or but again, it all depends on your individual situation. But there's enough, just know that there's enough cushion to prevent any harm from happening to your baby, and you can get through with your pregnancy from beginning to end. And I think that's just all I want to say. I just hope I've helped someone out there. If I have, do leave a comment below. If you have any other tips or anything you want to say to any woman that has fibroids, and whatever experience you've had, if you don't mind sharing, please do leave it in the comment section. On that note, loves, have a great day.